And so I speculate and say that I'm speculating in the heaven book when I talk about if there's new heavens and new earth, and we're promised there will be, so that there are new galaxies, and the creation reveals the glory of God and his attributes, wouldn't it make perfect sense with all the time allotted to us to serve and honor and worship him, for us to use what he has built into us in terms of our creativity, to travel, to journey, to develop new technologies, to visit and explore worlds beyond this one, all to the glory of God, with God himself filling the whole new universe and everywhere we go, having the indwelling Christ who also sits on the throne of the New Jerusalem, never to be separated from him, yet could we be not separated from him as we travel to other places. Think of technology. Think of, suppose that you took the most brilliant people in human history. Suppose you took Sir Isaac Newton, and suppose you took great scientists, Faraday, Kepler, etc. All of these great scientists. Now suppose they lived in a world that wasn't under the curse. Well, if they did, then Sir Isaac Newton could be sitting here today with us, never having lost a brain cell. Do you think he'd have some insights? Yeah, he would. By the way, he wrote a commentary on the book of Daniel. And suppose that everybody in the world who had ever been a scientist was not concerned about winning the Nobel Prize and did not withhold research from other scientists in light of that. Suppose there was a totally cooperative atmosphere with resurrected bodies and resurrected minds where they say we can use maybe 10% of our brain capacity, and it's a fallen brain capacity. We get to use 10% of a fallen brain. Okay, now suppose we have a risen brain, which indeed we will. That's the promise of God, the resurrection. Okay, and a mind corresponding to the qualities of that brain. And then suppose that people will never die, and suppose that people can sit down and talk with each other and figure out how could we travel to the far reaches of the solar system and beyond our solar system. How could we do this? And when we get there, begin a civilization and rule a world to the glory of God. Now, is that speculation? Of course it is. But is it speculation that goes, that violates anything that Scripture tells us about the new universe? No, I don't see how it could violate it at all. So I think what we need to do is baptize our imaginations. C.S. Lewis used that term about George MacDonald had baptized his imagination. I feel like C.S. Lewis was an instrument that helped baptize my imagination. But to sanctify it and to say, God, you've got a whole universe waiting for us in which we are to honor and glorify you. And nothing brings a father more delight than to see his children together, working, planning, figuring this out, smiles on their face, let's do this, let's do that, all to the glory of God.